Hello everyone, myself Pankil Shah and you are watching my YouTube channel on the subject Basic Electrical Engineering. So here we have started one chapter that is the electrical machine. So there are so many type of electrical machines available in electrical engineering branch. So here in today's video I am going to explain you one important type of machine that is the DC machine. So the basically DC machine is having output in DC manner. It is not like that the machine is working on DC, but the output of this type of machine will be DC. So basically machine term denotes two meaning. That is machine can be a motor or machine can be a generator. So let's see what is the difference between motor and a generator. So the DC generator converts the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Means in a generator you have to apply the mechanical energy and you will get the output as electrical energy. And whereas a DC motor converts the electrical energy into the mechanical energy. So that means you need to apply the electrical energy and you will get the mechanical output. So a prime mover supplies the mechanical energy to the DC generator. So if there is any type of generator and you need a mechanical force to the rotor, then prime mover will provide that force to the rotor, which generates the electrical output. A motor accepts the energy in the electrical form from the DC source and converts it into the mechanical energy at its output. So this was the very basic difference between a motor and a generator. So to operate a machine as a motor, the field winding is connected across a DC power supply. Means for a motor you have to give electrical input to that particular field winding of a motor, and armature winding is connected across the DC supply. Armature winding is connected across the DC supply and field winding is connected across the DC power supply also. And whenever you are giving that electrical energy to the armature and field, then rotor is having some force and rotor rotates. So it will work as a motor. That means you have given electrical input to the armature and the field, and rotor now starts rotating. That is mechanical output. The field winding acts as an electromagnet due to DC field current flowing through it and produces the flux in the air gap between the two windings. So the armature also carries a DC current and it acts as a current carrying conductor placed in an electromagnetic field. So it will be having some force on the armature side. So when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So this is the law of electromagnetic induction. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So here a magnetic field is created by the field winding and a current carrying conductor is our rotor, that is the armature. So whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences some force. So in the case of DC motor, the magnetic field is developed by the field current and the field conductors. So the current flowing in the field winding. The armature winding is connected to the external DC source, hence it plays the role of current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. So due to the force exerted on it, when placed in the magnetic field, it starts rotating and armature starts rotating. So the direction of rotation depends on the direction of magnetic field produced by the field winding and armature. So this was the very basic working principle of the DC motor. Now let's see the construction of DC machine, because either a machine can behave as a motor or a generator, but its construction is totally same. So let's see the construction. So you can see this diagram here. In this diagram there are so many parts shown. I will explain you each and every part one by one. So this is a constructional figure of a DC machine, and in this machine you can see that first part is a yoke. Yoke is this outer frame, and you can also see this image, and in this image this is known as a yoke. Okay, so yoke is an outer cover of any type of DC machine and it is also known as a frame. It provides protection to the rotating and other parts of a machine from dirt and moisture. Okay, so this is a yaw. It is made up of iron and it also provides the path for the magnetic flux. It can be made up of the cast iron and the silicon steel. Next part is the pole shoe and pole core. You can see here, this is known as a pole and this extended part of pole is known as a pole shoe. So this is one pole core. This whole body is known as a pole core. So this is another pole, this is another pole and this is another pole. So you can see here in this particular diagram there are 4 poles available with 4 pole shoes. So this is a construction of a pole. You can see here, this is a pole and this extended part is known as a pole shoe. So what is the working of pole in this particular DC machine? So poles produce the magnetic flux when field winding placed on it gets excitation. So that means pole is having 2 type of work. One, it carries the field winding, and another, whenever field winding is excited, this pole and that field winding is creating electromagnetic field. Pole shoe is the extended part of the pole. Due to the enlarged area, more flux can pass through the air gap to the armature. Means if this area is enlarged, then more flux can link with the armature winding. And if it is not enlarged, the amount of flux which is linking with the armature will be very small. So the pole is made up of cast iron and silicon steel. Next is the field winding. So the coil wound around the pole core are field coil. Okay, so you can see here, this is a field coils. So this is one field coil. Again, it is connected in series with the second coil. Again, it is connected in series with the third coil. Again, it is connected in series with the fourth coil. So basically, all the field windings are connected to each other, and it is known as the field winding or field coil. So the field coils are connected in series with each other to form a field winding. So basically, a stationary winding which is inside this DC machine is known as the field winding, which is wound over the poles. Whenever the current is passed through this field winding in particular direction, then this field winding magnetizes the poles. So basically, electromagnetic field will be produced whenever the current is passing through this field winding. And the alternate N and S pole are generated if the direction of the current passing through this winding is changed or reversed. Now, another important part of the DC machine is the armature. So you have seen in the last diagram that the part which is inside this all pole and that this part is known as the armature, and this armature is the rotating part. So let's see the construction of an armature. So the armature, armature winding basically. So the armature winding is made of copper and placed in armature slots. You can see this is an armature core which is placed on the shaft in cylindrical manner, and on its outer periphery there are some slots, and in these slots armature conductor is placed. So these conductors are interconnected to form armature winding. When armature winding is rotated using prime mover, so it cuts the magnetic flux produced by the field winding and voltage gets induced in it. It is connected to the external circuit through commutator and brushes, because commutator is converting the AC generated EMF into the DC. So the next is the commutator on wheel. So it is a cylindrical drum mounted on the shaft along with the armature core. You can see here, this is the armature core and this is a commutator. So basically with this armature core, commutator is also connected with it, and all the conductors coming out from the armature winding is short circuited to this commutator. So commutator is made up of a large number of wedge-shaped segments of hard-drawn copper which are insulated from each other by thin layer of mica. So basically, all conductors are insulated with each other, and all conductors are given to particular segments. So the armature winding is tapped and connected to various segments to the commutator. What is the function of commutator? So first, for DC generator, it converts the alternating EMF generated internally into the DC voltage. So means it works like a rectifier. No need to use external circuit to convert the AC EMF into the DC. It is inbuilt inside the DC machine, that is the generated alternating EMF will be converted into the DC. Second purpose of commutator is for DC motor. It helps to produce unidirectional torque. So in case of DC motor, unidirectional torque can be achieved by the commutator. Now next is the brushes. So as commutator is rotating, we cannot get output directly from that commutator. So it is not possible to connect the load directly to that commutator. So brush should be connected with some spring pressure with this commutator so that it can collect the current from our commutator. So the function is to collect the current from the commutator and apply it to the external load. Brushes wear with time, hence should be replaced occasionally, and maintenance should be done with the brushes. Brushes are made up of the carbon only. So generally generators. Now we are moving towards the generator. Construction is completed. So now generators. So basically generators are classified according the way in which their field and armature are connected and in the method in which our field winding gets excitation. So there are two type of classification based on the given excitation method, and that two types are the separately excited generator and self-excited generator. But because again I am telling you, in the case of generator, we have to give DC input to both the winding, field winding as well as the armature winding. So in which manner you are giving that input to both the windings are the different type of generator. So in the first case, separately excited generator. So the separately excited generator means in this case, field winding is given excitation separately and armature winding is also given excitation separately. And in self-excited generators, only one winding is excited with the source and another winding gets excitation from that winding only. So in separately excited generators are those whose field magnets are energized from an independent external source of DC current. And in self-excitation are those whose field magnets are energized by the current produced by the generator themselves. So basically, separately excited DC generator and self-excited DC generator are like that. For separately excited DC generators, we need to give separate excitation. So let's see the classification of different type of generator. So especially there are two types, that is the separately excited generator and self-excited generator. So in case of separately excited generator, you can see this diagram. There is one field winding and there is one armature winding, and with this armature winding we will connect the load. So you can see here this field winding is connected separately to the excitation here, and armature winding will be connected to the load. Now self-excited generator. So in self-excited generator, you can see that both the windings are given excitation from the same source. So you can see that this is a series motor. That means armature and field is connected in series to each other. Here it is connected in parallel, but the excitation will be same. And compound generator. So the compound generator means some part of the field winding and armature winding is common to both. So you can see here this is a long shunt compound. That means long shunt, long field winding is here, and small amount of field winding is also in series with this armature. And in short shunt compound, some part of the winding is just in parallel to this armature and another part is just below this parallel combination. So these are the classification of different type of generators. So in this video, you have seen that the working principle, construction of DC machine and different types of DC generator. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned.